Georgia, a bonus point victory to end the season here at Kingsholm, but we were forced to work for that one, weren't we? What were your thoughts looking back on that one?
Yeah, I think we pushed it pretty hard early on. We possibly tried to get that done in the first 20, and we were a little bit gung-ho with a few sort of tap and goes and bits and pieces. But I thought in the second half the lads really took hold of the game, controlled it, and did what needed to be done. So it's always going to be a challenge. A day like today is a massive pressure game. I think Saints resting a few people just adds more pressure to what you're doing, because the expectation is then huge. And I thought the guys, for the most part, were good. I think we'd probably review that one and, look at about 8 opportunities, I think, that we missed. But, again, it's a big pressure game. The boys got the job done. Unfortunately, everyone else got the job done as well, and we just fall 2 points short.
Like you say, there's obviously a lot of excitement, a lot of emotion around this game as well. And I guess, inevitably, it can get a bit chaotic. But I guess the main thing is that you do, when it comes down to those big moments later on in the game, knuckle down and get the job done.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where the boys came through. I think they scored a few good tries in the second half, got a bit more dominance up front, collisions got better, and like I say, we took control of it. So I was really pleased with that. But I mean, look, I'm really proud of the group. I think what they've done this year, the players, the coaches, the staff, everyone in the building, we committed to something last summer. We've had some really good highs, we've had some lows this year as well, and the way the boys have come in, bounced back, kept pushing the envelope with it. I'm really, really pleased with them, and I think, I certainly think there's some games here at Kingsholm this season that will live long in the memory.
Yeah, like you say, obviously we knew what was on the line or what could have been on the line this weekend, and obviously, unfortunately, the other results didn't go our way. But when you look at the course of the season as a whole, and when you compare that to obviously last year's finishing position as well, it must be a much pleasing space to end up than last year.
Yeah, I think finishing at 5th in the Prem is a good achievement. As I say, the boys really ripped into it. I think there's going to be a bit of frustration, when you were that close, and some of the other scores were, certainly that Exeter Sale game was pushing it tight. There was a moment we thought we might slip in, but I think as a start point, if you'd said we'd be in the top half and we'd be pushing top 4, we would have taken it. But when you're that close, you really want to push your way in, and I hope that coaches certainly, I know will, and players, hopefully over the summer, once we've had a break, we can all reflect on where we didn't quite get it right. And there's a few games where we all came in frustrated because we didn't win them, or didn't take a couple of points from them even, and that's turned out to be the difference. So I think there's a young group we've been working 4 years growing this young group, and I think what they've come through this year is the real highlight, and the way they're playing. And I think a good number of them is going to be on tours in the summer, which is great. And hopefully the learnings from this year will be like some of those crucial ones we've got to take.
Perfect. Cheers, Gibbs. All the best.
Thanks a lot.